How are you doing? Are you exhausted? You're just like nonstop on the move, I feel like.
I'm doing well, but I do want to say, people are like, oh, you're killing it. You're doing all these stand-up shows. I'm avoiding my own thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're really busy, you have to check in on your friend to be like, you good? What are you running from? Mm-hmm. But I feel like when I have anxiety, my thing is I don't want to sit in it. I want to try to fix things and do stuff. And for my thing, I had like, I've moved on from a previous career of reality TV entertainment, which was so good to me, kicked my ass out. And then I was like, I want to now find that next thing that brings me joy. And I've been working on comedy for a while, and now I'm like just fully immersing myself into it.
So what are you running from?
No, I think
so let's unpack that.
Well, I think I'd gone through a while where like I didn't have creative control of anything, and I didn't feel like I had a voice. So now like stand up is the ultimate, like me just like stand up, say what everyone's afraid to say out loud. So I've been able to just kind of express myself full of like talking about insecurities, fears, demons, and finding the humor in it. And ultimately being around people and making them laugh is what I love to do. And that sounds so corny, like I just want to be a sad clown.
Right.
but I feel like when something happens, like you lose a friend group or you lose a job, you can kind of sit in it, or you could be like, oh, this door closed for a reason. And a lot of the times, if you don't close that door, you'll never know what that other opportunity is. But I feel like deep down, I wasn't actually that good at reality TV.
Well, I feel like now you're like when you
I disagree. But
I disagree.
that's okay.
We thought you were great on reality TV, honestly.
But if you need to tell yourself that to move on with your life, then that's totally fine.
Sure,
Totally
you were
fine.
really bad at
You
it.
sucked, Hannah. So glad you left.
The drama wasn't interesting at all. We hated it. But you just mentioned like losing like a friend group or whatever, and obviously moving on from Summer House, you lose that group of people. Obviously not Paige. You guys are very close. You got Giggly Squad, and I feel like it always finds its level, right? Like even if you lose fans, you lose friends, you gain fans, and you gain more friends. Like it's never like you're just gonna lose everything.
Well, the truth is, if everyone likes you, a lot of the time it means you're not being like fully who you are.
Yes, because not everyone likes everyone. You don't like everyone.
No.
Certainly not.
No. I mean, we love Franz Blazer. But does
everyone? Probably not.
We'll take a poll of the
Probably
office.
not.
But I find that with dating too, like I used to want to be so likable on a first date, and I just like everything's chill, everything's vibing, I love everything, I'm so laid back. But that you're just like every other girl playing that same game. But if you come in and you show some weird sides of you, you'll scare the fuck out of some people, but you'll also really attract someone who likes you for you. So what I'm trying to say is, even though I didn't have like the perfect season of reality TV, I surprisingly had some people be like, I kind of like you, crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah, for sure. And also because it was real. I feel like people forget, and we talk a lot about this with reality TV, is that like if someone put a camera on you 24/7, how would you come across? Like everyone always wants to act like they would come across looking so perfect because they think they're right all the time. It's like you really don't have any say of what's going out there. They can make you look a certain way, and also just like you're not always right, you're not always wrong. Like people just always, when they like judge these shows, they think that they would act perfectly, and it's mind-blowing to me. Like people think that they would always just be so likable.
Oh, or they don't even want to go there. It's so fun to judge you guys. Like it's fun to act above it. Like we were like seeing someone do something fucked up and sit there and be like, I would never. But like, did you see that? And it's like, bitch, 2 days ago you did the same thing with your friend.
Or you did something way different that was also bad. Like
everyone's done shitty shit. And it's funny because at first, I recently have been getting messages of certain types of people who are like, hey, I've been the brunt of that like group mentality friend group that decides like we're done with this person and we don't want to listen to them and we're just done. And people, or like we had a party group of friends that I got in a relationship and now like they don't vibe with me. I've also gotten girls have been like, hey, I see myself in you and I don't fucking like it. Or like, hey, like I've spoken up to like abusive guys in my life and I don't like that, and you were making me not like myself. And I've gotten some really introspective messages, or even people being like, hey, I want to be a comic too, and I think I hated you, but now I realize I'm going to start a podcast. And I'm like, fuck yes. So I've almost learned about like friends and women, and I've also learned about myself, because my biggest fear was in the public eye ever like not looking perfect. I think that's everyone's biggest fear.
For sure. Oh yeah, for sure.
And I was really scared our last interview. I was in like defensive mode. I was in scared mode. I was just like, I'm not Satan, I swear.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of with you guys like, I'm still here.
It's kind of the best when you like shed that version of yourself of like, I just really don't care what people think. Like, I'm just going to be
like
me.
The last time she was here too was like right before like,
the reunion.
and we didn't know for sure like where, like if you were going to go back or not.
Yeah.
Like it was like kind of a limbo.
I think I like to call it, it's an ego death.
Yeah.
And ego is something that's like so fun. And like reality TV is so ego, where like you love that people think they know you. They treat you like the Beatles because they like really get you, unlike some more unattainable celebrities.
Right.
Like you're like their best friend. And then you start to think of yourself like, I'm just everyone's perfect friend. Everyone wants to be my friend. And then at some point you realize that it's the highs and the lows are really inauthentic. And people who love you and people who hate you, you can't take that shit to heart.
Yeah.
So I've had a lot of learning lessons.
Did you ever go back to a reality TV show? Not saying Summer House specifically, but just like any sort of reality TV show.
I love to entertain people, and I think I don't like to like make any plans. I'm not like knocking on doors being like, hey, I need to do a new reality show. But I'm just kind of seeing naturally what I like to do. I've learned a lot about it.
Yeah.
I've like Googled some stuff and I'm like, why didn't I Google that before I filmed, you stupid bitch? Like I've Googled stuff about like patterns and like things they do, and I was like, you cocky bitch, you thought you were just gonna go in and
just own them
and own everything.
Yeah.